So I was just summarizing some of the most important points out of the last book that I was reading, and I realized a bunch of books that I've been reading have kind of been coming together to say the same thing, which is act now and become unstoppable. Are you the kind of person who waits for inspiration to do something? Like, really think about it. Out of the past week, what is your percentage rate of actually acting on things you want to do? How many times have you waited to be inspired before you take action on doing the thing that you wanted to do? I know I was the kind of guy to wait for inspiration. Whenever I was first getting into songwriting, I would have these bursts of inspiration, like where I was in bed and I couldn't sleep because I was so excited to write a song. I had this idea and I wanted to get it out. And when I didn't have that, I felt really discouraged. And, I didn't really do anything because I felt like anything I wrote wasn't good or it wasn't going to be good. And because of that, I wrote one song in like a year. So having inspiration is great, but you're not going to feel like doing the thing always. In fact, you're probably not going to feel like doing it most of the time. So inspiration is unreliable. You can't wait for it. And there's this thing called resistance, which I learned from this book that nobody's talking about right now, The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. Look that up, The War of Art by Steven Pressfield, especially if you're in a creative career or anything where you have to put in idea work, essentially, coming up with ideas and being creative. Read The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. There's this thing in it, it talks about the main thing is called resistance. And this is the thing that is stopping you from doing the thing that's stopping you from doing what you want to do, from writing songs, from writing pages of a book. And resistance is something inside of you, it's something inside of everybody that is keeping them unsuccessful. And this book is all about how to combat resistance. But the hardest things to do in life are the most rewarding. The things that have the most resistance with them are the most rewarding. So they're the things you need to do the most. And essentially, the point of this book and the point of this other book that I've been reading, one of the main points, from The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, of course, is act now and become unstoppable. Don't wait for the thing. Don't wait for inspiration. Act anyway, because this not only gets your brain warmed up to make good work. Maybe you don't feel like writing a song right now, but you know what? You do it anyway. You get your brain going, you get warmed up, and you get inspired because you start taking action. I've heard a few different people online say that it's not a one-way process. Taking action and inspiration, it's a circle. So either you are inspired and then you take action and then you do the thing, or you take action, do the thing, and then you become inspired and take more action. It's a loop. It's not a one-way line. There are probably lots of good graphs out there that I just don't have right now. That's okay. You get my point. Inspiration will come after action. Your brain needs to be warmed up before you're in the mood to do these things most of the time. It's not always going to come. The way to become a high-performing person, to get the success that you want in life, is to take action first and don't wait for inspiration. So really look at the things that you've been doing in the past week. Have you been waiting to be inspired, or have you been taking action and becoming inspired? So what are you waiting for? Act now, become unstoppable.